Peace, everybody. Welcome back to All Viral Access Media. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and make sure you click that bell for all notifications, man. We got another one. What the hell is going on at the Tyler Perry Studios? But just by looking at this picture, it's telling me something. That they probably already swore to fight. They already checked each other's oil, if you get what I'm saying, with they dipsticks. Pause for the pauses out there. Now, you remember what Derrick Dixon just came out and accusing, and all this is alleged, of Tyler Perry roping him, bringing him to his house, having him, look, on multiple occasions you went to his house though, Derrick. That's questionable too. But anyway, you waking up with Tyler Perry dick on your butt and he rubbing your thigh and all that, and then he grabbing you by the throat and he grabbing your butt and all types of shit. All this is pause, but this is just public knowledge. And now we have Braxton Wells. The guy on your left is Mark E. Swinton. This is who he is suing and want to get arrested for rape and things of that nature. This is crazy. We're going to get right into it. He says here, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to the word, to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Isaiah chapter 8, verses 20. I speak today not for myself, but for every soul silenced by power, fame, and fear. Mark E. Swinton, you groomed me, man, and raped me while I was under your influence, flying me from Los Angeles to Georgia under false pretenses. You abused your position as vice president of Tyler Perry Studios, a company that claims to stand for faith, to commit unspeakable evil behind closed doors. Now, we know that this industry, Hollywood and all that, is a small little cult. They sworn to secrecy, and respectfully, from the stories we have heard and from some whistleblowers, that it is some kind of homoerotic kind of things going on. And again, if you look at this picture right here, it looks like Tyler Perry probably groomed him. Like, you know what I mean? He tried to get Derrick and didn't. You know what I mean? I think they, I don't want to say victimizer and victim and both becoming predators. I don't know, but they just have the look like they already did it already. You know what I mean? They know each other's birthmarks and where the pimple on the booty at and all types of shit. Anyway, let's continue and pause for the pauses. Tyler Perry, you built your empire on the image of a God-fearing man. Yet, when darkness crept through your executive, you chose silence. You retained a predator in your house and helped cover it up, protecting your brand over a broken human life. That's not faith, that's fraud. Yahweh, Elohim, sees all. He is not mocked. You hid behind Hollywood politics, lawyers, and NDAs. You thought your money could bury truth. But no contract signed under duress, no manipulation by a corrupt attorney, and no celebrity circle will stop Yahweh's judgment. For there is no covered that shall not be revealed, and hidden that shall not be known. That's Luke. Turn the page, Luke, chapter 12, verses 2. He said, I cried for help. I cried for help. You turned your back, but Yahshua, the Messiah, was also betrayed, mocked, and crucified. And just like him, I rise not for fame, but for justice. I am formally declaring in front of Yahweh and the public. He said, I will no longer be silent. Your system tried to enslave me. Your lawyers tried to scare me, but the spirit of Yahweh has set me free. He said, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahweh. Romans 12, verses 19. I have the proof. I have the truth. I have the light. And no man, not even Hollywood's elite, can stop what Yahweh has already ordained. Now we're going to get right into his videos. Y'all pay attention. He goes in depth. On his platform, he shows receipts. We're going to get right into it. Only thing I'm saying is this a money grab? Could this be a money grab? Or this is a real true victim and he's showing receipts? Y'all let me know. I'm not going to talk your head off. Just make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe. God damn it. Let's go.
All right. I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony, you all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swin has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derrick Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction quit pro as a LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a sexual harassment, and he was groped by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place. But he's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying? 2022, my incident. I get sexually assaulted and raped, drugged, blacked out. That's a felony crime. And it happened in Georgia as a LA resident. So if you guys don't know the laws in Georgia, this is what they put against me. They said I had a 2 years of a statute of limitation. I got 5 months late. 2 years of statute. 2 years of statute of limitation. Right? Now let's go back to Derrick Dixon. 2020. Same incident, but just a different, he has sexual harassment. That's way before statute of limitation, right? 2 years, right? That's what? 4, 5 years? And he gets a lawsuit with his attorney, Jonathan Delshad. Jonathan Delshad gets him a $260 million lawsuit. And it's all over TMZ, it's all over Fox, it's all over every news outlet that you can name up. Right? Every news outlet. But my civil attorney. Now let's go on a story how all this stuff happened to me ever since I came out with my first video. Right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. TP, I'm not afraid of none of y'all. I'm not afraid of none of your lawyers. I'm not even part of this business, entertainment business anymore. You're gonna get exposed. Me being with Yahweh Elohim, Yahshua the Messiah, I am covered. And I'm about to expose every demon that is literally possessing you right now. I met a guy who's my manager named Chris Giovanni. Now, I had an agent out in Atlanta. Her name is Joy Purvis. Everybody knows Jake Purvis, of course. And I told her I was going to go to this guy named Chris Giovanni. And Joy told me, "Oh no, you shouldn't go to him. He's a bad guy. And he's not going to be the right manager for you." So I'll say this: I meet Chris. I get signed. You know, he wanted to have dinner. He wanted to meet up at Mama Shelter in Los Angeles. Mama Shelter is closed right now. It's closed down, but that's where me and him met up at, and we had a conversation. So I told him about my situation. Like, I was just telling him what I went through. And, I went through the whole Tyler Perry situation with Mark Swinton and what he did to me, paying me $6,000 to shut the hell up, to not ruin my career, his career, or anything like that. And, you know, I told him about the situation I went through, me being sexually assaulted and raped. And he told me, he was like, oh, yeah, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who are on working with Tyler, you know, they're going through a lot of stress, and people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, oh yeah, I had the same client that went through that, and all my clients who are on working with Tyler, you know, they're going through a lot of stress, and people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, a female lead right now, I think her name is Melissa, who's on Ruthless, is saying the same thing, that she's ready to leave Tyler Perry too. But that's another side of the story. I'm not even talking about that right now. He was the one that kind of orchestrated everything and told me, I think you need to report this. I think you need to say something, because I've been holding on for this for 2 years. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know who to go to. Being an actor, as y'all all know, it's a hard situation to go through. This is your life. This is what you want. This is your career. This is your dream, right? This is all that you want. But then, you know, you got somebody that you trust, your manager, that's going to support you in this. And he's like, I'm gonna help you, but I need you to, when I do tip off this guy, and he's talking about Mark Temple, who's Tyler Perry's attorney. But yeah, but let's keep going. He tips Mark Temple's attorney and told him, hey, I have a client that's going through the situation. What you want me to do with this? So Mark Temple tips off Tyler. As I quote, Tyler was pissed, right? Tyler was pissed. And that's all I hear from, you know, Chris. And Chris was telling me, they're going to have a third party attorney that's going to contact you, and they're going to do, it's going to be normal. And they're going to ask you, hey, we've been hired for Tyler Perry Studios to do a employment place investigation. But, Tyler's going to know about all the information. He's going to know about what's happening, about all the accusations, right? Okay, so let's let's get to the nice things here. So Chris tells me, hey, just tell them that I try to send you an audition for Straw and this and that, and because I don't want to be having a conflict of interest, because I have clients, they're making about $100,000 each episode. I mean, well, they're making, their client, his client is making 1 million, but he's making $100,000 on each client, and I'm pretty sure he has, like, he told me it was like three clients that he had on there. But anyway, that's like the moral of the story. But he told me to lie for him. That's red flag number one. He's been working for Tyler for what, since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's what. He's been working for Tyler for what, since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's almost 13 years. I'm not really good at math, but that's a very long time. The guy knows the guy very well. So I'm going through the investigation, right, guys? Michael Robbins sends me a message. He has this other paralegal that's typing up all my stuff. Okay, she's listening to everything in my whole testimony. I tell her everything. I tell her everything what happens. I even got the testimony written out and everything. I literally have everything. So I'm over here trying to figure out. Okay, should I get an attorney? I don't know what to do. This just doesn't seem right, right? So I'm trying to figure out to get an attorney. I let Chris know I want to get an attorney. The dude gets pissed off, talking about, you don't need to get an attorney. You're just gonna cause problems and all this and blah blah blah. We can't have this happen. And I'm just like, well, I need to be protected, because I don't know what these guys are gonna do. They're gonna manipulate me. These guys are very powerful. They're billionaires. They can do anything. I don't have shit. I ain't got money like them. I don't have shit. I don't got nothing like them. I'm just trying to take down a person who sexually assaulted and raped me. That's the person I'm trying to take down. But here, it gets even much better. While I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for entertainment lawyers to try to see who's connected in the business that can really help me out in this situation because I don't have anybody. I have a case, but everybody's not trying to take on my case because it's so political. People don't want to ruin their reputation. And I don't know why people don't. I just feel like it's just so stupid how this entertainment business runs. These people are sitting here like, oh, I'm not trying to mess up my political rep, if I take on the case like this, and then they're just ruining me. Who gives a shit, man? You got a person over here that's been sexually assaulted, and that's a felony crime. Let me say that again. That is a felony crime. Okay? Vulnerable, PTSD, 100% disabled veteran that is going through it. And to be honest with you, I'm federally protected. But I'll get better. I'll continue that story better on to my story when I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking for an entertainment lawyer. There's this guy named Doug Johnson. Doug Johnson, I don't know. I guess he deals with stuff like this with sexual assault. But he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she was she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, he's been indicted and stuff like that. So, but he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she was she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, he's been indicted and stuff like that. But it sounds like it's good on paper, right? She's got everything that you need, right? So let's continue. She takes on my case. I tell her from the beginning of the story. I tell her, listen, I had a lot of attorneys tell me in Georgia because I don't know my rights because I live in Los Angeles. I'm a resident at Los Angeles, but I went over there and traveled in an employment place and came back, right? So you know they're saying the statute of limitation is 2 years, and I told her this straight up. This was statute of limitation for 2 years, and I had several attorneys tell me that in Georgia. So I was like, well, they were telling me you're gonna have to get a civil attorney in LA because you're a resident in LA. So I'm going here trying to figure out the situation. I'm telling her she still takes on the case. But she says, hey, I'm about to go on vacation for a whole month and I'll let you know when things are going good. I waited a month. Okay. I waited a month. No words. Nothing. I haven't heard from anyone. I haven't talked to anyone. I only talked to her paralegal. Paralegal's like, just keep sending us some of your doctor stuff and your medical documents. Now, as you know, guys, that's HIPAA Act. Giving out federal documents, what I'm going through in my medical procedures, and knowingly I didn't know they were trying to keep a felony crime hidden. That is a felony crime, and that's federal. But I'll continue. Um, I'm giving all my medical documents to an attorney that is representing me, right? And she doesn't mention any of this stuff to them. Now I know she's gonna tell me, "Oh, I said these things, and blah blah blah." But why haven't you tell me my rights in Los Angeles? Why haven't you tell me I had unlimited jurisdiction in Los Angeles? Why you didn't tell me I had quid pro in Los Angeles? Why was this case not seen by a judge, jury, or Derrick Dixon's case? Because I wanted criminal and I wanted civil, but she said it was impossible to do any of that. because of the statute of limitation in Georgia. Oh, and I totally forgot. The third party attorney, Michael Robbins, who was doing the investigation, she's been doing business with him for over 15 years, and they've done the same. They were working together at the same practice before for 15 years. They worked on the same cases together as a team. Conflict of interest. A vulnerable victim that's been sexually assaulted and raped, mood disorder, PTSD, depression. Going through a lot. Going through a lot. And you took advantage of my medical documents. No Silence Act order in California as a resident. As a VA disability retired soldier, I cannot be silenced doing me having a disability. That's a federal crime. I can't be silenced or coerced or pressured to be into signing in anything without seeing a judge, a jury. And I was never told those rights. That's legal malpractice. I make a police report while I'm in Colombia to the Roswell police in September 25th when I came out with my first video. My first video. Before I even signed the NDA. And the NDA was signed in October 31st. Because I even told her I didn't trust her. I didn't trust what they were doing. They were manipulating. I felt like I was being pressed. Even the third party interviewer, Michael Robbins, didn't even give us a conclusion on the case. He didn't even tell us who was at the wrong or anything. He didn't even give us any information. Tyler Perry knew everything. He kept all that information silent. Everything silent. He didn't let anyone know. But my attorney saying, hey, I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Derrick Dixon's case, because I wanted criminal and I wanted civil. But she said it was impossible to do any of that because of the statute of limitation in Georgia. Oh, and I totally forgot. The third party attorney, Michael Robbins, who was doing the investigation, she's been doing business with him for over 15 years, and they've done the same. They were working together at the same practice before for 15 years. They worked on the same cases together as a team. Conflict of interest. A vulnerable victim that's been sexually assaulted and raped, mood disorder, PTSD, depression. Going through a lot. Going through a lot. And you took advantage of my medical documents. No Silence Act order in California as a resident. As a VA disability retired soldier, I cannot be silenced doing me having a disability. That's a federal crime. I can't be silenced or coerced or pressured to be into signing in anything without seeing a judge, a jury. And I was never told those rights. That's legal malpractice. I make a police report while I'm in Colombia to the Roswell police in September 25th when I came out with my first video. My first video. Before I even signed the NDA. And the NDA was signed in October 31st. Because I even told her I didn't trust her. I didn't trust what they were doing. They were manipulating. I felt like I was being pressed. Even the third party interviewer, Michael Robbins, didn't even give us a conclusion on the case. He didn't even tell us who was at the wrong or anything. He didn't even give us any information. Tyler Perry knew everything. He kept all that information silent. Everything silent. He didn't let anyone know. But my attorney saying, hey, I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Me having me getting diagnosed, working on getting like I was getting diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome. If you don't know what Stockholm syndrome is, I would advise you to look that up. I had every medical documents proving that, but my civil attorney ignored it. I'm gonna just say this. I don't need no help from no man, no woman, no politician, no lawyer, no law enforcement. I don't need no help. I just need a fair trial. I'll represent my damn self. Yahweh will represent me. I don't need no lawyers. I don't need because all I asked was for some help. All I asked for help. But you know what? That's what the devil does. Keeps tearing you down, feel like you ain't got nobody. But the only person with me is Joshua the Messiah and Yahweh Elohim, my Father, Father in heaven. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Tyler Perry, Marquis Swinton, Jeannie Harrison, Michael Robbins, Chris Giovanni, everybody that was part of this glorious, glorious manipulation. I'm going to get every single last one of you because I know you guys don't want to go to court with me. I dare you to go to court with me. I dare you. You can't even take nothing from me because everything is going to be voided in court. Everything is going to be void. The judge is going to ask you, why was this not being seen by any judge? That's a person that is going through PTSD and having all these medical problems and medical issues, and this was never presented by my attorney. This was legal malpractice. So I want you guys I want you to give me all the paperwork you want to have me subpoena in court. I will be gladly to present all these evidence to the courtroom and to the judge and show how much of a manipulation that you guys done to a U.S. Army veteran that has served this country. Local issues, and this was never presented by my attorney. This was legal malpractice. So I want you guys I want you to give me all the paperwork you want to have me subpoena in court. I will be gladly to present all these evidence to the courtroom and to the judge and show how much of a manipulation that you guys done to a U.S. Army veteran that has served this country, has done everything to do for this country, and you treat me like this. Don't worry. This is just the beginning. And I'm going to get every last one of y'all. Every last one of y'all. You, Mr. TP. You, Mr. Swinton. You, Miss Jeannie Harrison. You, Michael Robbins. And you, Chris Giovanni. Yahweh is watching all of y'all. And he already know what you guys did. He, you can't hide from him. But I promise you, I'm gonna get a fair trial. I even talked to Derrick Dixon's attorney. He wants me to come and I give him all my evidence. He wants me to come and, you know, come testify in court. You want me to come testify in court? I gave you all my evidence and you couldn't even help me? Oh, I got a lot of workload with Derrick. We gotta take down Tyler. Well, all right, Mr. Jonathan Delshad. Let's take down Tyler.